Here you can see the pickup plate in place and glued to the chassis. You can see the wheels have been reinstalled as well. The holes in the clips on the pickup plate have actually been enlarged to take the axle of the wheels, but these now run quite smoothly and nicely. And when you put the weight back in the chassis, it should be a pretty good runner, I believe. All there is now to put on is the top plate, which you can see here. It just clicks into place. Zoom out slightly bit. It just clips into place over the axles. It also has a couple of screws that you can there we go. Okay, I just thought I'd put another small update together on what I'm doing this week, hopefully. In the last little episode, or video, or clip I should say, I was doing the tender. As you can see, it's pretty much nearly all lined out now, and also been putting the black around the lining on the edges. Not quite sure if you can see that, but yeah, I've done both sides of it now, apart from the running plate on the other side that still needs doing. All the transfers on this are HMRS press fix lining. The lining is actually LNER lining, which I've cut down and just done the white and black around the outside. The southern and the numbers, they came from the HMRS SR Monsell and Coach Insignia sheet, as well as LSWR on there as well. They pretty much work the same as water slide transfers, but I got a sticky back to them so they stay in position where you place them. I don't tend to push them down too hard, so I can still move them around a little bit if needed. But you can see the results there, which have come out quite nicely. Moving to the front, last night I started doing some work on the smoke deflectors, which you can see down here. There you go. You can see I've got a couple of bits of metal sticking out of them. These are to mount them on the side of the smoke box. And what I did last night, because I didn't know where to drill the holes to mount them, as it were, what I did was dip the ends of the wire in black paint and offered up them to the side of the smoke box. Now if we zoom in there, hopefully it will stay in reasonable focus. You can see back a bit. You can see two black dots, sort of one just off centre of the smoke box and one towards the front of the smoke box door. So that marks out where I'm going to drill the two holes to mount the smoke deflectors on, which is quite good. So now I can see where I'm going to drill. Then those will be glued on eventually when they're painted and lined up, as the U-Class 1638 down on the Bluebell has lined smoke deflectors, which should be a laugh to do. I still need to put some lamp irons on the front as well. One on the top of the smoke box door, one in the centre of the buffer beam, and two on the lower edges of the smoke box. Also, I can't remember if I mentioned it before, but I've also added the handrail knob to the centre of the boiler there, which is a medium one. I think they're Romford or Gibson ones or something along those lines. It's about 2mm long. These are glued in place. They still need a bit of finishing off and sanding around, but generally it's coming along quite nicely. This will be nearly ready for painting soon, so it'll be getting onto the same stage as the tender, which will hopefully be in the next week or so. Hopefully we'll see a complete just about painted Loco then. But anyway, I just thought I'd bring you up to date on the developments, and hopefully we'll have some handrail wire and some smoke deflectors on it soon. Okay, another update on the EU class restoration of kit that was purchased from eBay. I think last saw it was just sort of getting ready for painting and various other bits and pieces to be added. The Loco end itself has actually come on quite a long way since the last actually saw. I'll take you through some of the changes. On the smoke deflectors itself, you can see they've been sort of redone from the original white metal casting. You can see we've added, moved the hole slightly more towards the top. Also added a handle as well on the front. Hopefully you can just about see that on there. So that's new, and they've also been, well, they haven't been remounted, but they've got new support legs on the back as well. On the front we have, well, I have finished off the detailing on the front, the pipe on the front, and also the lamp irons as well on the front, on the top and on the sides, and also fitted the handrail on the front of the smoke box. So that's one area that's been finished. As you can see, it's been primed as well, the Loco. You can see around the area of the repair, you can't actually see the repair, which is, I'm quite happy with generally how that's turned out. As noted before, all the handrail knobs are in place. I've also test fitted the wire to make sure it all lines up quite nicely, and it does. You can see it's also had its first coat of Southern Railway's dark olive green. The safety valves have been removed for painting. The cab roof has been put on and glued on. This will be painted matte black a little bit later on. More handrail wire has been fitted to the side of the cab, and also the handrail wire has been fitted to the front of the cab as you enter it, so from the top of the cab down to the bottom. So generally it's progressing nicely now towards painting and finishing. Still a few more bits to add. The whistle as well, the hole for the whistle has been drilled, which you can just about see there, just in front of the cab roof. The tender is coming on nicely. The both sides have now been lined and numbered. This is going to have a varnish at some point later on. I still need to add the connection between the tender and the Loco. You can also see around the back of the Loco, I've actually filed away the bottom half of the white metal which was there before, so it's a bit higher up. But generally it's progressing nicely, and I should be sort of getting towards the end of painting stages later on in the week. Also Ali Pali show is coming up at the weekend as well, so hopefully pick up a few bits and also see some new items as well. Hopefully some updates on the Duke Dog as well. Hopefully it will be on show at Alexandra Palace show. That's really all that's been done. I still need some work on the chassis, wiring it up, and also ordering the last small bit, which is a 2mm or 2-pin 3mm plug, which will connect the electrics in the tender to the motor. But generally I'm quite happy with how things are turning out at the moment on this, as it was quite a knackered kit when it actually arrived, and the repairs have been going well, and detailing is going well as well. So hopefully lining will start probably towards the end of the weekend, next weekend. Okay, on this update, I'm focusing on the electronic side of things. So I'll just show you down here. This is a new pickup assembly which I've made out of bronze pickup wire and a bit of solder board there. 2 wires which will go to the motor eventually, and also the small plug which will plug into the tender. You can see the other end here, which has not been soldered to the tender yet. 2 screws down the bottom here with plastic washers. That's to insulate the screw against the board so it doesn't short out. So that will be attached to the underside of the chassis. You can see the two mounting bits here, so they'll be mounted to that side. The little plug actually came from DCC Supplies. There you go, you can see the code number there if you wish to buy one yourself. On the actual loco itself, I've added the bar to the back of the loco, where the tender will connect onto. The loco is now finished and painted. It just needs lining out now, which will be done in the next few days or so. So hopefully that'll be pretty much almost complete in the next few days. You can see the front of the buffer beams painted as well. Underside still needs painting, but that can be done later. Okay, you can see the electronics fitted to the underside. It's quite a tight squeeze underneath there with all the brake gear and all that underneath. You can see they're just, all the pickup wires are just lightly touching the back of the wheel, or just the side of the wheel, or the flanges. You can see all the wires which are still not all soldered. The red wire will go to the top of the motor, the yellow wire will go to the bottom of the motor, and hopefully it will run the right way around. You can see the plug coming out underneath as well. That still needs to be put into its correct position. Hopefully tomorrow we can wire this all up, solder it all up, and see how it goes. Hopefully it will run, and it will run quite well. I'll also add the other end of the plug to the tender as well to make sure that works okay. And never know, we could give it a dry run on the layout as well. But generally that's the state of play underneath. How to pick up power, etc.